John Wayne Gacy looked like the kind of neighbour your parents would trust, active in local politics, running a small contracting business, showing up in a tidy suit or on special occasions, in full clown makeup, handing out balloon animals to kids. Born in 1942, he had the awkward charm and the smoothed-over past of someone who learned early how to perform normalcy, and that performance hid something far darker. From the late 1960s into the 1970s, Gacy cultivated an image of civic pride, while, behind closed doors, he turned his house into a slaughterhouse. He preyed on vulnerable young men and boys, runaways, drifters, teens looking for work, promising jobs, alcohol, a friendly ride, a place to crash, and then he would overpower them. Some were strangled, some bludgeoned, some he sexually assaulted before they died. The truly grotesque detail that shocked the world was what came after. Gacy buried at least 26 victims on his property, many under the concrete of his crawlspace and backyard, others discarded in rivers, and he kept souvenirs and trophies from those he murdered. For years he navigated a life of staggering double standards, a man who performed at children's parties as Pogo the Clown, who socialized with businessmen and police alike, who contributed to charity and volunteered for civic events, all while living a secret life of predation. Investigators repeatedly crossed his path. Rumours circulated, complaints were made, acquaintances exchanged uneasy stories, but gaps in policing, victim profiles that society had written off, and Gacy's own social standing allowed him to evade scrutiny far longer than one would expect. The case unspooled in 1978 after the disappearance of a teenage boy, linked to Gacy through a series of checks and witness reports. Police executed a search warrant and eventually discovered the buried dead beneath his home. What followed was a parade of horrors, excavations that revealed layers of bodies, forensic evidence that matched missing person reports, and a man who alternated between polite civility and chilling indifference when confronted. At trial, Gacy tried to argue insanity and played games with his persona, but the weight of the evidence was overwhelming. He was convicted on multiple counts of murder and sentenced to death. He spent years on death row, sometimes granting interviews, sometimes painting clowns, until his execution in 1994. The legacy of John Wayne Gacy is a brutal study of how charisma, social camouflage, and systemic blind spots can enable monstrous acts. He showed that evil can not only wear a human face, it can wear a smiling clown mask and a civic-minded smile, shaking hands with neighbours while burying bodies beneath the porch. The Gacy case forced communities to confront uncomfortable truths about who is believed, whose disappearances are prioritised,